So a new SpongeBob movie was just released on Netflix, and let's just say I never thought there'd be a day I would actually go back to watching a show I grew up with. But the thing is that the fact that Sandy Cheeks was taking the lead was actually what piqued my interest about watching this movie. Now, after watching it, I actually wish I could forget it now. Now, back when I was watching SpongeBob, Sandy Cheeks was probably one of my most favorite characters because she was probably one of the most multi-dimensional characters in the whole animation, whereas a lot of the other main cast were very one-dimensional characters. And the sad fact is that Sandy was also one of the most underused characters when it came to the other co-stars. So I was thinking, like, wow, if she's the one in the lead, I'm interested to see where this is going to go. And only the sad fact is that, it didn't go so well at all. For many reasons at that. So, little rundown of how this movie goes is that basically Bikini Bottom, the home of SpongeBob and all his pals, gets scooped up by a crane, and then they call upon Sandy Cheeks, who, and her skills, to save Bikini Bottom because the kidnappers happen to actually be from her home state of Texas. So that there was also another piquing interest that we finally go back to Sandy's home state of Texas and also get to know about a little bit more where she came from. So that was one thing that I was thinking was going to happen here. Along the way, we of course have the usual Sponge following her by her side, this time as her sidekick, not as, being the head star here. And we also get to meet Sandy Cheeks' family to help them get back, their Bikini Bottom from the villain, who is played by Wanda Sykes. So, in a nutshell, there were some things I feel like that could have been done here that they completely just didn't do at all and just completely missed the whole point of what this movie could have been. First of all, ignoring the fact of the horrendous animation done here, which was a 3D animation mixed with CGI and live action, and instead of the classic 2D animation that we are known that SpongeBob is known for, the main reason why this movie doesn't hit is because it basically knocks out what SpongeBob is known for, and that's the humor and from the porous personality that we get from all the characters. All of the main characters that we know of, Patrick Star, Squidward Tentacles, Mr. Krabs, and everybody else that we know of from this show, basically takes a backseat. They are hardly ever seen in this film. Mainly, it's SpongeBob, Sandy, and her family. And this family is just, completely miss here. They don't connect at all. And the fact that SpongeBob is there, he's basically there on the sidelines. He doesn't even do that much. It's mainly just Sandy and her family. This movie starts feeling like more of a knockoff than an actual spinoff here, because that's what this movie was intended for. And with all that, if they were just going to bring in these characters that have no connect with the usual SpongeBob humor that we're known for, I would have rather just kept the one-dimensional characters and actually just made this, more, give SpongeBob and Sandy an equal share here, because the humor that they are showing doesn't hit at all. It doesn't remind me a lot. Either that or they've changed up the way SpongeBob was from when I was young, and the comedy is just completely not there, and it's completely directed for toddlers. Also, the stakes that were risked in this movie, they don't bode well at all. They just don't feel the same way like the other SpongeBob movies, which are the only other two I know of, which is, the original SpongeBob movie and Sponge Out of Water. The stakes were a little bit higher there. There is, no stake whatsoever, and you don't feel it whatsoever at all. Now, I could be saying this differently because I'm an adult. It may feel different, for people who are either diehard SpongeBob fans or people who are kids. But as for someone like me, the stakes here that I'm seeing don't bode well at all. They don't even come close to anything or feeling like there's any real trouble whatsoever. Now, one bad SpongeBob movie is no cause for alarm, because of course the amazing SpongeBob universe and franchise that we have, of course SpongeBob will be back another day with another movie or special or TV show, whichever one they choose by Paramount or Nickelodeon. But But Saving Bikini Bottom, the Sandy Cheeks movie, is honestly one day in Bikini Bottom I wish I could forget. No, this movie gets a D on my part. Not even close to a C whatsoever. Alright, well that just about wraps up this review. If you guys have seen Saving Bikini Bottom, the Sandy Cheeks movie, please comment here down below what your thoughts were on it. Also, if you like my other videos, you can check out here more on my channel. And always remember to stay epic